Chapter 23 of Natya Shastra. Abharana Vastra Bhayam Hi Rupam Bhavancha Dashayat. It means through jewelry and costume we reveal both our forms and emotions. 2000 years ago, India already understood something deep, that what we wear is not just adornment, it is expression, identity, and story. I am Sankesh Surana. Today, I want to share the other side of jewelry that most people would never know. Jewelry has a form of story. To explain that, I need to take you back to the night that changed my life. I love traveling, and Gokarna is the place I have visited multiple times. I usually go there just to relax. But one night something shifted. For 7 years, I worked with gemstones in my cousin's office. I knew how stones are formed, how they shine, how they reflect. But I wasn't a designer. I sold gemstones. I did not create with them. That moment by the beach, watching the waves, a simple thought came to me. The wave pattern could be a jewelry design. I showed it to my cousin. He did not take it seriously, but that idea stayed with me. After reaching home, I sketched that wave. The sketch wasn't perfect, but it was realistic. My cousin looked at it and said, "One sketch, it is hobby. The day you do the entire collection, we will speak." And that pushed me forward to transform my ideas to thoughts and thoughts into jewelry. I began learning step by step, one sketch at a time. Later, I saw an advertisement on Facebook, jewelry designing competition happening in Dubai. And I don't know, I can say like universe was with me. The topic of the competition was waves. I sent my sketch, honestly, just for fun. A few days later, I got an email. "Congratulations, your design is in top 10. I read it twice. It was real. That moment taught me something. When a design comes from a real emotion, people feel it. That's how my journey started as a designer. I want to ask you all, how do you choose jewelry? Is it by price or by gram? So today, people choose it by craft, by the story it tells. I would want to take you through few of the techniques like champlave, carving patterns and filling them in colors, cloisonne, wiring shapes and coloring within borders, plagiature, enamel that glows like stained glasses, micro mosaic, tiny tiles placed one by one, hand carved cameos, miniature sculpture on shell or stone, gulabi meenakari, delicate pink enamel from India. These techniques shows how patience and mastery takes time to transform idea into design. Here is what I created in Hampi, inspired by Lotus Mahal. I made two contemporary rings using the inspiration of Lotus Mahal. Modern brides are very expressive, especially when it comes to jewelry. When a bride enters our studio, I don't start with her outfit or budget. I start with, who are you? What shaped you? What story do you want to tell? Jewelry comes alive only when it meets the person it was meant to. Choose emotions and not trends. Let color speak for you. Think beyond the wedding day. Share your story, not your outfit. When brides co-create their jewelry, the emotional connection between them becomes stronger. They are not just wearing a piece, they are wearing something which is themselves. She does not want to wear jewelry that is just heavy. She wants to wear jewelry that reflects her story. This is why I began using techniques and inspiration in my pieces. Because techniques and inspiration make storytelling visible. When intention meets craft, jewelry becomes a story that you can wear. For most of us, jewelry we wear is jewelry that is gifted to us during a special occasion or a moment. For example, a grandmother's bangle, a father's chain, or a mother's wedding earring. You don't remember the price, you remember the feeling. India has always seen jewelry as culture and adornment that is cherished. Even travelers in historical period noticed how gemstones were part of Indian history during Vijayanagara Empire. And India was amongst the earliest civilization to give diamonds meaning, not just value. Every gemstone carries an emotion, every curve carries an intention. For example, ruby, passion and strength; emerald, growth and healing; pearl, wisdom and softness. This is why storytelling becomes the center of design philosophy. According to McKinsey, 72% of luxury buyers value the story behind the piece much than the craftsmanship. So here's what I do as a designer. I choose materials, outfits, and shapes that matches the story. I reinvent traditional motifs in a modern way. South Indian jewelry is inspired by nature's flora and fauna. Most of my work also is inspired by peacock, lotus, parrot, not just for beauty, but for its meaning. The parrot represents Kamadeva, love and desire. The peacock represents Krishna and Radha, beauty, grace, and devotion. In my latest collection, a parrot necklace carved from coral symbolizing protection and prosperity, citrine for the first morning light, diamond for ceremonial lamp, pearls for the temple flower. The story, a peaceful morning at a temple preparing for a wedding, a moment witnessed by God of love. That's how I create modern day heirloom contemporary pieces. Imagine a palace garden where two peafowls are dancing. There's a feature, their feather captured in soft blue enamel, each detail echoing the devotion. The story, the divine love of Krishna and Radha reflected through peafowls. A client came to us with 3 shells he had collected on his first trip to Bali with his wife. He wanted that memory to live as jewelry. So we designed this pendant set. The shell is the heart of this piece, and plaguage or enamel capturing the light and openness of the ocean. A client asked me, Sankesh, can you design a watch that feels out of the world? My immediate response was meteorite, a material that falls to the earth once in a while, very rarely. This watch is the result. It is a reminder that right material does not just decorate the design, it strengthens the story behind it. And now I want to take you back to where the journey began, Gokarna. Just like design, life is about finding meaning in everyday moment. Not every idea works, and that's normal. Both life and design goes through trial and correction. Today, when trends changes quickly, timeless designs comes from listening to people, listening to nature, to memories, and sometimes, like in my case, listening to waves in Gokarna. My favorite part of this journey is knowing that sometimes I create. My favorite part of this journey is knowing that something I create becomes part of someone's life, a wedding, a movement, or even a quiet moment. And that night in Gokarna taught me one thing: stories appear when you are ready to notice them. Jewelry is simply how I share those stories. Thank you.